One thing I've been learning regarding, submitting to God and practicing detachment is becoming the observer and learning how to watch and listen before acting out of pure emotion. You know, I feel as though when one assumes the position of an observer, they gain insight that may have been blind to them before they took on this position. So I'm gonna give you just a brief rundown and some examples to help you, better understand what I'm talking about. I wanted to switch it up to the audio because I feel like in the video I ain't properly explained like what I was talking about. So the first part of becoming an observer is, observing your expectations on how people view you. You know what I mean? Like, for example, what I mean by observing is just for this example, you step back from your emotion. You step back from how you feel and how you think things should go, and you just observe the actions that you put on the board. You observe the steps you put and realize that other people are only going to see that. They can't see what's behind the scenes. So these expectations you forming may be unrealistic. For example, you know this girl, you only talk to her 4 times. You know what I mean? You talked to her twice about homework, so she gave you her number so y'all could keep talking about homework. You texted her 1 time again about homework, and you texted her the 4th time about homework. So that's really all y'all been talking about, school stuff. Maybe you drift off topic for like 30 seconds, but you talking about school mainly. And you only talked to her 4 times. Cool. After that, you start daydreaming about her. You start thinking about her, and all those thoughts, it's making you form an attachment to her. You know what I mean? Now you starting to like her. Now you starting to create fantasies of you at the beach with her and all that. You know what I mean? And that reality you created in your head doesn't exist, but your emotions are tied to it. So when you become the observer and you realize, I only talked to this person 4 times, they don't view me how I view them, it could stop you from getting upset. Because I see people, they text somebody and they get upset. You know what I mean? That she not texting back, or they have this expectation that she's supposed to treat them a certain way. When you become the observer and look at it from her perspective too, you can see that you ain't really even display enough of yourself to her for her to even like you. So you got all these expectations, but what did you bring to the table? What did you bring to the table apart from those 4 interactions about homework? You know what I mean? So becoming the observer is nothing more in this instance than stepping back and just knowing that if you friends with somebody, they expecting you to do friend shit. So you just say you friend zoned by a girl, you wanting her to call you at night and shit, but you her friend. And that's what she views and that's what she sees. So when you take a step back and observe the situation, you won't get upset that she not giving you more energy than what you want. And if you want more energy, then you got to talk to her about that. But that's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? This is just one instance of how becoming the observer can help you breathe. You in an argument with somebody. If you take a step back and become the observer and just look at it like, okay, how does this person even, like, I don't blame this person now for viewing the thing how they view it because they only see it from their perspective. You know what I mean? They calling me X, Y, and Z because I did this, but they didn't see my reasoning, nor did they see the whole picture. They only know what they know, and they only heard what I told them. And maybe I didn't tell them the whole thing. Let me step back, be an observer, and see, okay, it's more that needs to be met in this for the argument to become a progressive thing. You get what I'm saying? I hope all this makes sense. Just taking a step back. You can also take a step back with yourself and like view, why do you feel this way? Like, you want this person to give you a certain type of energy. Why do you want that so bad? Why are you chasing something outside of yourself? And then you can observe even yourself and why you looking at this the way you are. You know what I mean? You want this person to text you back, become the observer, and see that she not texting you back because maybe she busy, or maybe she don't view you how you think she views you because of whatever. But then you could take a step back from that and think, why do I even care why she in particular views me when I'm in abundance and I can talk to someone else? Is it I'm afraid? Is it I'm settling for less? Is it X, Y, and Z? Then take a step back from that. Why am I settling for less? Why is it X, Y, and Z? And forever. You know, you can always observe the situation. It's always, steps you can take to observe. So yeah, that lead me to part 2, just observing things as they are without influencing them, just looking at them as they are. You'll be surprised how much people reveal about themselves if you listen. If you listen long enough, people will tell you who they are. People will reveal to you who they are. And I feel like sometimes we get to a point where out of our desperateness to want this person, our desperateness to keep this person, or our desperateness to have a certain outcome play out, we align, not even align, but we try to force everything to fit the narrative that we created. So you see this person you like and you have this vision of who they are supposed to be. So every red flag you ignore because it doesn't align with this vision. But when we practice detachment and let go, then we can see what they're doing for what it is and observe it and see if it fits what we want in our life. Becoming the observer is nothing more than just stopping and listening and watching and seeing what's happening around you. You want friends so bad that you don't even take time to notice what they're doing, to witness it and see what they're doing is toxic, or what they're doing is something that doesn't reflect a true friend. They making fun of you. They doing X, Y, and Z. They doing this. They doing that. They telling your business to everybody. And if you just take time to observe that, you may be too in your head to notice it because you want it so bad. But if you just take time to observe that, you can see. And there's a lot of other instances I can throw out, that you need to observe. But just practice observing a little more and watching, And it takes discipline. It takes self-respect. You got to actually know what love is to know what it is you're observing. And you got to also just have the balls to walk away. You get what I'm saying? You just got to have the balls to walk away when you do see that. If you do see that something doesn't align with you. One more example, then I'm done. There's infinite examples, but I think that's a good one. So you don't know if your girlfriend's sucking another nigga off. You don't know if she got another nigga slap knock in her mouth, sucking it off. And so what you need to do is just observe her behavior and see. And watch this, though. You get so caught up on the fact that she's cheating that you're not even observing, is she even being a good girl, friend for you regardless. She coming home late at night, way past what she usually come home, and she always on her phone and never want to show you what she doing on her phone. Well, that's a red flag right there. I bet you $5 Canadian she's sucking another nigga off. But even if she not, if you just stop and let go of the narrative you're painting in your head and just observe it from a place of, I want a woman who loves me. Does her coming home at 11 o'clock p.m. every night reflect what it is I want? Does her hiding her text messages from me, regardless of who she talking to, does that reflect what it is I want? Let go of the narrative. Let go of the expectation. You trying to figure out if she cheating. More than likely she is if you just step back. But you can also step back further from that and say, well, regardless if you cheating or not, I just don't like how you moving either way. Your girl ain't show you a level of intimacy that you've been desiring either way. But, she on Instagram story drinking Henny with her friends, twerking in the middle of the road. You get what I'm saying? Like, is that even something you want? Either way. And that's the thing. Like, instead of trying to pin the tail on the donkey with this one narrative you create, and it's making you blind from the overall picture. Relationships are stress-free. They're not supposed to have you running in loops regardless. You know, and once you take a step back, you can then analyze that, and then you could take a step back further and even just ask yourself why you with this person either way. But yeah, I hope she not sucking nobody off. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Music channel link in bio. I made a song called Bromo Dragonfly. Check it out. I love y'all. And always, praise Christ.
I can say this much, bro.